Have you ever looked around and thought to yourself, this is all absurd, this doesn't make sense, or what does this mean? What is the purpose? This is what we call an existential crisis, and many of us have had this. Well, this is Albert Camus, and he went through the exact same experience. And in his 1942 work, The Myth of Sisyphus, Camus explored absurdity through the Greek myth of Sisyphus, a man eternally condemned to push a boulder uphill, only for it to roll back down when at the top. Now this myth serves as a reminder and a metaphor for the human condition as Camus saw it, a ceaseless struggle to discover meaning in a meaningless world. He concludes that ultimately we must envision Sisyphus happy and content, finding value and satisfaction in the struggle itself and bearing it well, rather than any ultimate meaning or ultimate goal. In this video we're going to explore why this is, explore the nature of meaning itself, and understand absurdism more completely. Ultimately, man should not ask what the meaning of his life is, but rather he must recognize that it is he who is asked. In the book Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor E. Frankl, the power of meaning is explored in depth, as campmates of the concentration camps of the Holocaust are faced with that conundrum. We all know the power of belief. According to your belief is done unto you. The beliefs we have shape our actions, and our actions, well, they shape our character. But few experience the power of belief in meaning in overcoming and transcending as dire circumstances and such a tragedy as these men and women endured and overcame. Frankl's view aligns with Camus in that the individual is acknowledged as the one who creates the meaning. The meaning does not come outside of oneself. Everything we must seek from ourselves. But the evanescent and the instrumental power of meaning has not been explored in depth quite like in Man's Search for Meaning, at least in my personal experience. In the book, Frankl outlined 3 ways in which we humans primarily create and foster meaning in our lives. Now, number 1 is through work or deeds. Engaging in seemingly meaningful and significant work gives us purpose and meaning. We have a necessary part and contribution to play and make. We're responsible for something bigger than ourselves, which can give us meaning. Number 2, experiencing something or encountering someone, for example in a relationship. Finding meaning through experiences of beauty, art, nature, or loving relationships with others can engender a meaning resemblant and reflective of the summation of all of the good of nature, worth striving for, worth suffering for, and certainly worth living for. And number 3 is our attitude towards inevitable suffering. Many times in our life we are all met with unavoidable suffering. But what separates the wheat from the chaff and the strong from the weak is in how they react and respond and deal with the suffering. Finding strength in the freedom we have to be unperturbed by the unavoidable suffering of life, bearing it with courage and integrity, not making things worse for others or ourselves. This can give us tremendous meaning. This one I experienced the power of quite recently, and I can explore it in this video through a personal anecdote of my own. I broke my leg when I was hit by a car, but I maintained the attitude that my resolve was being tested, and this was a challenge from the universe to make me stronger and to help me to grow. This was where a true warrior spirit would reveal itself. Circumstances do not make the man, they only reveal him to himself, and come off the hour, come off the man. I was right, and this gave me enormous strength, meaning and purpose in enduring the hardship and consciously choosing to endure it and to improve as a result of it. Camus, although he argued that there was no external meaning, did agree that individuals are invited to respond to the circumstances and challenges presented by life, and by engaging in these challenges we can define our identity, find what is important to us and what has meaning, and develop our purpose. So in this sense, meaning is not to be discovered, although it can be inadvertently done. Rather, meaning is something to be enacted, although it is discovered because it exists outside of ourselves. It also exists within ourselves, which represents the contradictory nature and the paradoxical nature of reality itself. Through your actions, relationships and commitments, individuals have the power to create personal significance in their lives. Don't let the absurdism of it all discourage you. Rather, embrace it. Choose to live fully and passionately, creating your own values and purpose despite the lack of ultimate meaning. But there's one thing to remember: Nietzsche's concept of the Overman or the Übermensch. He posed that after the death of God and the decline of religion, individuals would be forced to create their own values. But I don't know if we really can create our own values from scratch. We need some sort of outside inspiration, some sort of stimulus. You can't just decide to value something. If you don't value it, you don't value it. And we all have different values. We all resonate with different things, and it either resonates with you or it doesn't. Be open to inspiration. Learn as much as possible. In conclusion, absurdism is relevant today due to the ever-present continuum, which is the search for meaning. Although Camus refutes the idea of an ultimate meaning or purpose, this does not mean we cannot create our own. Through our work, our relationships, our experiences, and our suffering, we should still strive to contrive our own meaning and our own significance of it all. The power of meaning cannot be understated, and definitely should not be neglected. Don't ask life for its meaning. Realize that life asks that of you. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like and subscribe so that this channel and these messages can reach more people like you. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.